Welcome back, everybody! How y'all doing again? Are you doing again? Good again, and again, and again, and again, and I hope and again. Let's keep doing this then, shall we? Alright. Saving. Back to... more of this, of course. April 19th, 11:21 a.m. This recorded event in lobby number 2. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discover the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened? Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself, the letter. The one shot in the forehead. One, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of it. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Why not? This is something I will not say for now, at least. What's this for now business? I've done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. And found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage. And the one that had been used by my partner Valent. Oh, for the Zack and Valent's quick draw thing. My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol in my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then, for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So, there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been this steadfast, and I fear I have brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifique coercing his disciple somehow? Just what was going on in Troop Grimari? Yet in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe you examined the bullet in the clown's head. You will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. I feel like I know where they're going with this. I think they're trying to say, because there's 2 pistols. One was his, one was Valent's. Oh gosh, did Valent shoot him? He did it, didn't he? No, Valent! You were the best! You can't do this, man! Oh. Oh, please. I hope that's not the case. I don't want it to be the case. Valent, you need to be innocent, man. You're cool. You should have been cool anyway. Just like freaking Kristoff should have been, but no. No, Kristoff Gavin's like, I'm a murderer, man. It's always the one you least suspect. The ones that you don't want to be the murderers that end up being the murderers. Gosh dang it. What were those called? Oh wait, that was Zach saying that. Oops. Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? Ha! You're a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnifique Grimari? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as the mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What'd you talk about? Ha ha! Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zack Grimari, he seems pretty steadfast to me. Or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in this courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Right, so let's get back in there. Why do I feel like I just made Zack Grimari and the bailiff's voice a little bit too similar, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. District Court number 7, I didn't see the time. Oh well. Court is now back in session. During our recess, a bullet was found and dug out from the clown's head. Nice of them to reuse assets from a previous case, huh?
My goodness, it's not even different looking. I'm pretty sure it looks exactly the same as the bullet they found before. From case 2. Why? Why, man, why? During our recess, the bullet was found in the clown's head. Well, this is news. And the rifling marks. There wasn't time to do it. There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Though they did find the murder weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? They often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, so don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production, being the other half of the troupe Grimari's famous duo, Zack and Valent. Valent Grimari, oh no. So, we get to meet the great Magnify's other disciple. Oh gosh, he looks completely different. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valent Grimari! Magician! And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt. Fate! The grand illusion filled with traps and tricks! Wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that night late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes! Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Well, wait. That's the same letter Zack Grimari received. Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! Order, order, order. And what does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. To my beloved student Valent, to you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th, 11:20 p.m. I will ready a gun with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Magnify Grimari. Why, it's practically the same. The court accepts this in the evidence. Magnify's letter 2 added to the court record. Gosh dang, I better not present the wrong one when it comes time, huh? This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your troupe Grimari up to? By which you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, Herr Judge. But from these letters I say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is a strain. A wrapping, or warping of relations, I should say, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about the reason they couldn't refuse. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant Zack Grimari stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red rose rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. Ha 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 ha! As every magician knows, timing is everything! Yes, yes, and now it's time to get this party fired up. Witness testimony the night of the crime. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time Magnify requested. Wait a second now. Was this? Yeah, I'm premature here. Whoopsie. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet the deal with the dead is still a deal. That sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant Zach Grimari is guilty. And if it wasn't Zach Grimari, then the killer was you, Valent. And no disappearing act will get you out of that. Cross-examination, the night of the crime. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. I mean, honestly, this case seems kind of, sort of simplistic so far, I guess. I mean, it's not really complicated, and also at the same time, again, I'm very disappointed that Valent is probably actually the murderer here, because, you know, there was one suspicious thing he did when we showed him, well, I can't show the letter right now, but, you know, you remember everyone, that letter that we saw earlier, when we presented the Valent, like, oh, this letter that Phoenix Wright gave was like, where did you get that? I want to know right now. That's the thing, I don't get it, I just don't get it. That night I visited, okay, wait, I regret that. I don't know, the letter kind of made him very suspicious right there. Maybe not necessarily, I don't know. Maybe it did make him suspicious for the other case, but now that we've seen this, it's like, okay, now we kind of know what Phoenix Wright was trying to say here, right? Of course. Which, according to that letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed! In magic, timing is everything! Right. Consider the illusion of teleportation! If I were to appear on stage before my student double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the very secrets of my magic! Now that you revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You were at the designated time, and what did you see? The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. Or a magician, you know, whatever I wanted to say right there. Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. Now you are the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lord to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. Judge, don't do it. Don't be forbidden now. You don't want to be the forbidden one next. I did not imagine my fellow students might have received the same instructions. Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could refuse. So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse. But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zach couldn't? Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong. So which is it? Mind if I continue? Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. That sweet kiss I gave to the clown. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zach has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I'd better dig around here a bit more and see what I can turn up. Mr. Valent, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene, namely, the bullet in the pistol, the location of the pistol, the number of pistols. The number of pistols. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zach and Valent quick draw shoot 'em, correct? 1 for each of you. You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zach tell me back in the lobby?
Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time, and found thereupon beside the table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket.
I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene after all. ...
So you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did! Alakazam! Alakazing! Alakaboom!
Is the number of pistols really so important? Honestly, I'm not actually really sure, but...
I'm gonna say yes anyway! The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey? Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown.
And then we could, like, examine rifling marks, right? I mean, I assume so anyway. Anyway, okay, so that's that and this one.
So you took the only pistol there and fired it? That's correct!
And that pistol was this one, which was left at the crime scene.
Good show! I see you, too, are a magician of sorts.
And you're an idiot of sorts. Do you have any idea what you just said?
I see the fire in your eyes as you glare at the witness. So how about heating up this trial a bit? These slow ballads bore me.
I've got a hunch, but maybe that's all it is. Maybe I should ask about something else? The location of the pistol? Bullet in the pistol? In order to shoot a pistol, you need a bullet. Where was the bullet?
I entered the room and took the pistol in my hand. The bullet was already loaded, ready to fire at any time. A magician is always prepared, you see.
Prepared for...
One never knows when a miracle will be called for. A magician always has 7 doves in his pocket, and a white rabbit up each sleeve. Clearly, we're dealing with professionals here.
Is this bullet that was loaded in the pistol really so important? Actually, yeah.
Without a loaded bullet, we wouldn't have a murder. It's very important, Your Honor.
Very well. Did I ever get the bullet as evidence? No, I didn't. Huh. Well then. Fires 1 real bullet, rifling marks, match bullet found in victim. No fingerprints. Well, I mean, I don't know. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey?
I want to see this again. Well, yeah, just the 1 pistol right there. That's cool, I guess. Anyway. What can I do but obey?
The pistol was already loaded. I merely had to pull the trigger.
If the pistol was already loaded, something doesn't make sense. Why weren't the victim's fingerprints on it?
You should know that we of the Troop Grimari are capable of many things. One of these being the levitation of iron balls without touching them. There's no magic involved here. The shooter was just methodical is all. He simply wiped everything of fingerprints. Pause!
Alrighty everyone, I'm back again, and it's a new recording day for me, which means I'm probably forgotten everything that just happened recently, so that's probably going to be a little bit unfortunate. I don't know. I just remember that I read that part. That's all I remember, really. Or did I? Maybe I didn't really remember that. Can't really do much with fingerprints that weren't there. Maybe I should ask about something else. So I believe I did ask about the number of pistols. I don't think I asked about the location of the pistol yet. Let's go ahead and ask about that then. Where exactly was the pistol when you entered the room?
Atop a small bedside table it was. As if to say, here I am, take me into your hand, pull my trigger, shoot him. The victim clearly wanted to be shot.
But why?
Perhaps he wanted to go out with a bang. Yet we will never hear the truth from his lips, so all we can do is guess.
Is the location of the pistol all that important? Yeah, sure, why not? Without a murder weapon, there would be no murder. It's very important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey?
Well, anyway, though, you see, I took a paw of the pistol from the small table and shot the clown. Wait, what? Then I informed the doctor and the police. Oh. Okay, so, anyway, this is the one that just got put up, right? Why did you do that? I would think calling the police would come first. Then you know nothing of the relationship between a master and his disciple. If your master says die, you die. Do you understand? So you're going to die. Certainly not. It was but an example. In any case, I wanted to fulfill my obligation. A final courtesy to a great mentor, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Perhaps I'm totally confused. Maybe I should ask about something else. I don't know. I don't really know, actually. I don't really remember. The bullet in the pistol, the number of pistols. What did I say I wanted to do exactly? I should do the number of pistols again, because I forgot. I forgot already. How many pistols were there when you... Wait. Okay, I see. By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Valen quick trial shooting, correct. 1 for each of you. You are well informed. Yeah, it's only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. Whoa, what did Zack tell me back in the lobby? Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room and that night at a point in time and found they were upon my bedside table with 2 pistols. I took the pistol and fired them and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph at the crime scene after all. So you picked up that pistol and fired it. Indeed, I did. Yes, it's very important. The number of pistols is very important. Please add your testimony. What got you to obey? Okay. Okay. I got it. Or do I? I don't know. Only 1 pistol was in that hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown. Well, anyway, though, if that's the case, then... Well, wait, couldn't I just present the pistol, like, fires 1 real bullet, rifling marks match bullet found in victim? I mean, maybe that's what it was. I feel like it is, actually. But then again, there's also this thing where apparently I never pressed that. I'm gonna press it anyway. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you informed the police. What did you do then? What do you suppose I did? Used my magic to levitate my mentor's corpse, perhaps? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Now, please answer the question and skip the sarcasm. After I made my report, I called the doctor and we returned to the room. While we waited for the police to arrive, we discussed stomach medicine. We've confirmed this with the victim, yes. We've confirmed this with the doctor. It all checks out. He praised Mr. Valent's knowledge of stomach medicine, in fact. Ah, it is an honor I do not deserve, but I accept. Both the Magnifi students received the same letter. Both admit to having gone to the hospital that night. Okay, so nothing. Okay, so I did not get to this already. 2 bullets were fired, and 1 of them killed Magnifi. Time to find the cracks in his testimony. I plan to do that now. So let's see, where do we go? I imagine only 1 pistol. That's the one. Only 1 pistol was in the hospital that night with it I shot the clown. Are you sure about that? I have a pistol that says you did not. According to the defendant, Zach Grimari, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valen has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown! That's your story, at least. ... But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. We compared the bullets taken from the victim's skull with the bullets fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match. Ah! Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. Order! 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 Well, this is all rather sudden. What have I done? Prosecutor Gavin? I owe the court an apology. Sorry. sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks have only proved the type of gun that fired them. But that's not what you told us before! You said you'd verified the murder weapon! Which is why I'm apologizing to you now, quite sincerely I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake I made in my youth? That was just this morning! I am still young, and I might add it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having this pleasant discussion now. ... Valent Grimare?
Yes, Your Honor!
You were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you've proven to be more divisive than decisive.
Objection!
You'll see in time. ... The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next witness will prove, Herr Wright, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Very well. The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what.
And how's he gonna do that? Witness testimony, who shot what? Yeah, sure. I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. And the one in the room at the time was my partner, not me.
Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi is easy to explain in the situation, Herr Judge. For example, take our debut hit single 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long? What a ripoff! Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth. Very well. The prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. And we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands. Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. Carry on? Right. So,
Who shot what? Cross-examination. So, again, does that mean that I'm gonna get penalized for things?
by the way, someone brought up a good point here, and I was just kind of thinking here. Well, I'll bring that up in a moment.
I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m.
So I was gonna say, actually, and someone brought this up, and I was kind of having little thoughts about this, but like the black thing on the back of his head, is that hair? Is that hair, or is that something else? Like, what is that on the back of his...
The Turnabout Succession 7 years ago trial ladder. I didn't actually notice that.
But yeah, what is that on the back of his head? I mean, is that actually hair? Because that is some pretty ridiculous hair, if that is actually hair. I kind of assumed it was part of his costume, but, I mean, this one viewer seems like they were sure that it was actually hair, so I don't know. I mean, maybe it is hair. Who knows? Maybe I don't know any better. Is it hair, everyone? Do you know? Do you know the true answer to that? I don't know. Anyway, let's see if we get penalized. I mean, I'm just going to try it anyway, because, you know, it didn't happen last time. Maybe it won't happen again. Maybe they're just bluffing. Hold it! 11:20 p.m. Can you prove that's when you arrived?
Alas, such a feat may be beyond even the great Valent. For there was no one in that room but Magnifi, and he was departed after a fashion.
I have here defendant Zachariah's sworn deposition. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive. The time indicated by this letter to Zack was 11:05 p.m. Exactly. Which means the witness could not have entered that room before 11:15. Because his partner was still in the middle of his crime. I see someone did their arithmetic homework. You see, the defendant himself has corroborated the witness's testimony. Does that all make sense? Does it? I mean, I don't know. I'll say not a problem, actually. I don't see any problem with that testimony. If you say so. Let's continue, shall we? Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. So, basically then, okay, I see what you're trying to say. Do I still have to present evidence, so? I do wonder about that, actually. Wait a second now. Hold on, let me see something real quick. When were you supposed to come again, man? 11:20. Gotcha. I understand. I understand time now. Alright, after discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation. I didn't read it in his voice. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation. Then called in the doctor. Or did you? You walk in on a murder, and the first thing you do is shoot the clown? The disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request without reason had caused for me a surfeit of sorrow. For what would I, valiant, be now without him? May the soul of Magnifi the Great find greater peace above. This I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger. In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments here, attorney. May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind. Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be. But he didn't give me a penalty right there, so you know. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. Did the doctor say anything concerning the cause of death? Why, yes, I believe he screamed, "My God, he's been shot in the head!" It doesn't take a doctor to notice that. I believe I would have said much the same thing. And I would have penned the requiem that arose in my soul at that horrid sight. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned investigation? In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments here, attorney. Okay. May I? Yeah, sure. Proceed with that in mind. They're not letting me skip this, but sure. Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be. You said it again, though. Well, I mean, again, I haven't been punished yet, so, you know, I'm gonna push you right there. He was quite clear about the time of death. 11:10 p.m. I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time? We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death. Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex, in this case, is a simple matter of subtraction. I see another person has done their arithmetic homework. The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Yeah. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnifi Grimari's schedule. Every night at 11 o'clock, Magnifi took an IV drip for 30 minutes. I can see the IV bag right there, yes. You know, I actually did make note of that right before resuming for today. I was like, oh, you know, I kind of noticed that bag right there's kind of only a third empty right now, or I guess 2/3 full technically. You know, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it's 2/3 full, so, you know, but I also noticed one other thing. Maybe you didn't notice it, but I did. That it's actually not in his arm right now. I'm assuming that little needle to the right, well, to the right on the picture, to the left of him, I'm assuming that's supposed to be the IV needle right there, right? Because it usually has like some kind of tape thing, they tape it to you or whatever. At least that's how I always see it in the TV shows and movies and whatnot. So anyway, though, I'm assuming it's the same thing here, and it's not in him. So clearly, something's going on right there. Clearly. Anyway, now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. Yeah, I've done that already. Ah, the needle's been removed. Doubtlessly, it fell out when he was shot. That would seem to be the case. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. Ah, you could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions for our purposes as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. The amount of remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after the administration began. IV reports added to the court record. And so it was. When I, Valent, entered that room, 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright. That seem important? Well, sure, why not? Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important. Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. I said that once already, though. The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance? When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did I spy a rose drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle. Not from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed. Even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always without fail brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valent won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned in this attire then too. And our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. Ugh. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs. My lucky color. Yes, indeed, and that IV too. I say, I think 'twas hued especially for me, Valent. That does seem to be the case indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony? Valent sure looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? There's a contradiction. I swear I was literally just thinking of something too. Wait a second now. So let's see. Seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer, at least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that anyway. There's a contradiction. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valent, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope the latest accusation is well-based. Don't worry. I've got all your bases right here. Very well. Let's hear the defense's claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valent has told us? Well, like I said, I believe it's that. Let me look at this real quick again. Diagnosed. Oh my gosh, he was diagnosed. I can't believe it. How could he be diagnosed? What a shame indeed. Actually, wait. You need a syringe? I mean, I wouldn't, I don't freaking know. Anyway, notebook page. Pity, that's not a good sign. That didn't do it for me, as the kids are fond of saying nowadays. Perhaps you can explain it in such a way that it would. Well, I don't know whether it's the sort of evidence to do it for anyone, but... do yourself a favor and stop flailing around for excuses. Before you do that for yourself in. And do try to straighten your spine. All that bending over is bad for your posture. ... I've got something that should make you sit up straight. Darn, I was so close on that one. Now that we're all upstanding citizens again, back to the testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth, and they still wouldn't let me skip that. What a shame indeed. Well, that's kind of dumb, actually, because, I mean, you know, 10 minutes and all that. He wrote a note. He did write a note, so, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying now. Well, either way, I mean, I don't really know. So either way, let's see. What else could I do? Oh, hello. IV stopped 10 minutes after administration began. Touch to check one for details. 30 minutes required to administer full IV. From the amount remaining, IV stopped 10 minutes after administration began. Well, that doesn't prove anything, but okay, whatever. Let's just press this one, since apparently I didn't realize there was actually one more thing to do here. And the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me. You entered that hospital room at 11:20 p.m. The time given by the defendant, Zach Grimari, was 11:05 p.m. You didn't run into him by the hospital that night? This is why I never perform with amateurs, you see. Huh? Picture, if you will, the nighttime hospital. Outside, only the pale light of the moon. If two dressed as we were to meet in such circumstances, I dare say that would ruin the mood completely. The mood isn't in question here. I believe the witness saying that they didn't meet ya. For what is magic if not the study of beauty? Us meeting was not only out of the question, it was an impossibility. For what is magic if not the study of how to make absolutely no sense at all? That said, was there a contradiction in there? I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see any problem with that testimony. If you say so. Let's continue, shall we? Sometimes I get it, Balin. I get it, man. You just, you know, you get it. An alibi over a matter of minutes. Precise is right. Impressing with impunity will earn me a nice penalty too. Better focus on one thing. This time of death. Alright, in the hospital room, okay. Discovering the body, I filled my obligation and called a doctor. Doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death. 11:10 p.m. Well, I mean, that's... gosh dang it, man. What do I do about that? I mean, it's 11 to 11:30 p.m. I mean, is that where the autopsy report comes in? It wasn't even... That's what I don't get it. I mean, is that just like basic 101 stuff? Like, I should just be presenting the autopsy report to this just because it wasn't that clear. It was a 30-minute time range, man. I guess I could try that. I guess I could. Wait a second, let me press this again. Is there anything I had to present towards it, perhaps? And he knew this by the amount of IV liquid left? Indeed. Apparently, doctors as well as magicians have a few tricks up their sleeves. I'm guessing now I must present something, right? The impact of the shot caused the IV needle to drop, telling us the time of death. The deceased's final message to this world. If I let this alibi go through, I'm finished. There has to be a hole in this somewhere. Heck, I'll take a pinprick. The heck is a pinprick? I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. Well then. So let's see. That's the thing. I focus on that, but this added that. Oh, oops. I didn't mean to do that. So, maybe, well, excuse me. I'm going to try pressing everything again anyway. Why not? Maybe something new will just pop up for no reason. Something new that just wasn't there before. Does it make sense? Not a problem. I don't see any issues. Jeez, it's just an arrival time. No big deal. No, a big whoop? Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, absolutely. No siree. This is also no problemo at all. Well, everyone, what do you think? What do you think the answer is? My gosh, you know, this is funny, actually. I kind of a little bit of a sore throat right now. Actually, it was actually kind of okay. Now it's starting to get a little bit sore again. I've actually, after the episodes I recorded on Thursday, April 7th, I kind of actually got a little bit of a sore throat randomly. I kind of want to blame the smart Brushel voice for that, but I mean, I don't know. There's not necessarily any proof that that did happen, but oddly enough, like right after I did like 5 episodes that day, or 4.5 or 5.5. I don't know. It was definitely a half in there. I think it was either 4. I think it was 5.5 actually. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So yeah, it was like the first part of this episode. It was involved in that. I don't see any problem with this testimony. If you say so. Let's continue, shall we? Okay, yeah, I get it. But then it was weird. I didn't feel bad after doing that, but like a few hours later, I started like, starting to develop a sore throat randomly. And then later that night, before going to bed, I was like, my head was starting to hurt. It's like, oh, geez, what's going on here? Even right now, I'm not doing perfectly, because I definitely feel something in my throat right now. It's like, big whoop. Oh, no. Anyway, not a problem. So nothing new added on. That's great. That's great. I don't know, man. I just don't know. How do I know things? So, okay. Well, maybe I should focus on that? Or I could... I just wonder if maybe that's like a decoy right there, because, like I said, that did get added on there, but it could be a decoy. It could be. It's quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. Oh, boy. Well, I could try something here. I could try the autopsy report, which could be just Captain Obvious here. Is it too obvious? Heck with it. Oh, it is too obvious here. I got you. The witness's statement is clearly false, Your Honor. ... I'm sorry, but anyway. Yeah, I get it, Judge. I get it. No, I don't really get it, because technically, you know, the doctor, if that was so clear what the time of death was, then why did they give a 30-minute range, huh? Huh? You ever think about that? They never think about things. Well, I mean, I'm going to get guilty here, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because this all happened in the past, so this is actually technically, if I'm guilty right here, this is non-canon, because, you know, that's not what really happened. I don't know. I'm confused. This Ivy stopped 10 minutes after administration began. Well, this doesn't prove anything, though. Freaking, come on, man. I don't get it. Like I was saying, I still am a little bit sick, I guess you could say. My throat's definitely sore. I honestly don't know if I think I'm doing the Gavin voice fine right now, but I felt like at the start of the episode, maybe it was like maybe I'm working into it or something like that. I don't know. Or the start of this half, I should say, because technically it wasn't the start of this episode. Anyway, what should I do, everyone? Should I just go and see the contradictions again here? Alright, the hospital appointment time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. That's cool. That's cool, man. Alright, I'll press this one more time. I just want to read this again. 11:20 p.m. Oh, whoops. Alas, such a feat beyond the great balance, and for there was no in the room but Magnifi, and he was departed after fashion. I have the defense of the sworn deposition. I was in this room at the point in time. It was 10 minutes before I left that room. And the victim was still alive. The time indicated by the letter was 11:05. 11 exactly, which means the victim was... Because his partner was still... Wait a second now. Wait, no, okay. No, it's fine. I got a little bit confused for a second. I was like, wait a second now. What does this mean? Does that all make sense? Does it, though? I mean... What makes sense and what doesn't make sense here? I need to know things here. There's not a contradiction. Is there a contradiction, everyone? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say no. I'm just going to say no. I'm going to go back to the other one. Maybe that is what I have to mess with. I don't know. And then if it's wrong, I guess I'm just going to end the episode. I don't really know. We'll see what happens, I suppose. Let's see. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I wanted to press this one. It proves your innocence, huh? Did you notice any IV by chance? First, okay. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead and then his left arm. Did I spy a rose drooping and wilted? A thorn, the discarded IV needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Yes, what do you... okay. Indeed, even I wear it proudly. Okay, I get it. Without fail, why is Zach and Valance? Okay, great. You're so cool, Valance. I mean, or you were anyway. I was adorned in this attire then too, and what a day that was. Ah, memory lane, man. My lucky color. I think 'twas hued for Valance. Yes, that does seem to be the case. Well, Mr. Wright, yes. Yes. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? I don't know. Certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valent, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just clearly contradicts the evidence. What? No! Please recall my warning at the beginning of the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Okay, cool. What was this? Oh my gosh, I don't know. But there was also this thing, too. I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Maybe he got that mistaken for some reason. I mean, how do I... I'm sure Valent's not stupid and mistaken a freaking IV syringe for one of these things, right? I mean, I don't know. I could be... I didn't seem like there was anything wrong with that, or was there? Even wash shows no signs of use. Why has it been washed? I don't understand that now. That kind of confuses me, actually. Well, I could just be like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna present that for no reason. What is it? What is the answer? What? Single gunshot to the head. No, that's not true. That's not true, man. That's not true. But that wasn't the answer either. So I mean, we already tried that, obviously. You know what? You know what, everyone? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm just gonna go with this for no reason. No, it didn't. No, it wasn't it. You didn't mistake things. I don't know, everyone. I honestly don't know. Anyway, we're like freaking like about 50 minutes in, pretty much. So I think we're just gonna have to stop this here. I think I've been on this a little bit too long. You know, even if I haven't been guilty yet. Oh well, I haven't been guilty yet. So big whoop, you know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure it out, everyone. I might even show you all my guilty verdicts, maybe, if I feel like it. Maybe. I don't know. Everyone else, see you later. Bye-bye.